Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital YouTube channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. How is Sonny going to get rid of his worries? Spoilers for General Hospital's Friday, February 16 episode focus on characters in need. They're preoccupied with fretting, needing reassurance, and seeking wise counsel. So do them a favor and don't miss this show. Sonny's head must be whirling after being shocked by yet another betrayal, as well as a slew of half-truths and omissions. This time, the culprit wasn't Maina, but Carly, Dex, and Michael. So, what does a mobster/coffee importer do? Hold on to the rage that drove him to pull a gun on Dex. That forced him to confront his ex-wife and their son, and made him entirely exclude Nina from his life. Furthermore, he still has no idea who is targeting him. He must be frustrated in addition to his current state of worry, because he can't trust anyone in his life. Sonny's vulnerability makes it more difficult to defend himself against known and unknown enemies. Fortunately, Sonny doesn't have to worry about the cops. Right now, they're trying to help, not hinder, by investigating who shot Curtis. Finally, if they figure out who shot Curtis, they'll know who targeted Sonny. Needless to say, Anna Dante and Deputy Mayor Jordan Ashford have some major planning to do. Hopefully this planning will pay off and they'll come up with solid leads. Meanwhile, Super Christian Cyrus Renault wants the best for the decent people of Port Charles, especially his sister Laura. He never forgets that he protected her grandson Spencer when he was imprisoned, and now he's providing the same to her son, Nicholas. In fact, he lays forth a detailed plan for achieving this goal. Will Laura appreciate his kind gesture? More importantly, what will he want from his sister in return? Elsewhere, Eva tries to impart knowledge to Jocelyn. The chemistry between Ava and Joss has recently been more tranquil. Thus, Joss may genuinely listen to Avery's mother. Is this advice related to how to manage the Dex/Sonny situation, or something else? Finally, expect Alexis to reassure Sam. This could be related to Danny's close encounter with the cops when they brought him home after catching him drinking in the park. Alexis may be able to provide context for Danny's situation. She'll also be able to reassure her daughter that her parenting skills are excellent and that she should stick to her existing parenting style. Here is who should raise Esmond and Nick's gorgeous son. Baby Ace appeared on General Hospital recently. Unfortunately for the big-eyed tot, his mother, Esmond, is assumed deceased, and his father, Nicholas, who temporarily kidnapped him, will face prison time for another kidnapping. Also, big brother Spencer, who wanted to be daddy to Ace from the start, overreached with Esmond. That just leaves Grandma Laura and great-uncle Kevin to look after the boy, but we've got a better idea. Laura might not have reared Nicholas, and she was in a coma for the majority of Lulu's childhood. She did play mom to Lucky for most of his childhood, and then she had custody of Spencer. Laura has spent a significant amount of time in the trenches of parenting. Kevin, John Lindstrom, on the other hand, did not parent his daughter, Livy, or any other troubled youngsters who came his way. He may want the experience, but is he really ready for it? The man was just hit in the head by a vase shaped like a toilet. Allow him to recuperate. You know someone who hasn't raised any children but suddenly wants to. Molly is suddenly keen to have a kid with TJ, to the point that they recruited a surrogate who purportedly miscarried before generously allowing Christina to carry the baby for them. But we believe Christina will alter her mind sooner rather than later, and before we have to endure additional weeks of Molly's moaning, why not have her raise baby Ace? Ace is matched with parents that are young enough to keep up with a toddler. Molly and TJ get to become parents. Christina gets to keep and raise her child as Ace's cousin. Everyone is happy, and as with all of the excellent folks of Port Charles, it will be forever. John Lindstrom does not portray a writer on television, although he is one in real life. The man who portrays Dr. Kevin Collins on General Hospital wrote the thriller Hollywood Hustle. He spoke with Soap Hub about the novel and which former soap opera star he believes could bring his protagonist, Winston Green, to life on screen. Lindstrom's debut novel follows Winston Green, a former film star who discovers his 6-year-old granddaughter, Amy, at his bedside one morning. The toddler is traumatized for good reason. Her mother, Winston's daughter, has been kidnapped by a vicious gang who wants the actor's money. What they don't realize is that any money Winston previously had is long gone. Rather than going to the cops, Winston seeks the assistance of a Hollywood stuntman and an ex-police detective to locate his daughter. I've always liked the name Winston. Lindstrom tells Soap Hub about how he came up with a name for his novel's main character. Green simply sounded right, with an E at the end for a surname. It simply looked better on the paper. Lindstrom says he's a longtime thriller/mystery reader, and one of his favorite authors is Dashiell Hammett, who created mystery characters Nick and Nora Charles and Sam Spade. He also admires Elmore Leonard's work, which inspired the film Jackie Brown and the TV series Justified. I wanted to write a lean, mean crime story, says Lindstrom, laughingly adding, one with a satisfying body count. While the writing process is significantly more solitary than the acting process, Lindstrom claims that any loneliness is mitigated by having more creative control over constructing the environment in which his characters exist. Novelist/journalist Joan Didion said a screenplay is like an outline for a book. Lindstrom explains, you'll eventually hand it over to a director and producers, and it will change into something else. With a book, you may write it any way you want. Of course, editors and publishers will weigh in with comments and ideas, some more than others. But Lindstrom says that if he had to choose, he'd rather write overact, at least for now. I love to get up in the morning and do something I love, he said. Winston's bond with his daughter's daughter Amy is based on a real-life dynamic Lindstrom claims he had with his foster son. He used to hold my hand when he was 9, when we crossed the street, the actor/author recalls. There's something about removing a child when it's not your own, but one you care about. You want the best for their future. That bond shaped the one between Winston and Amy. Creating Winston, according to Lindstrom, the inspiration for Winston came from stars Steve McQueen or Kevin Costner. The piercing blue eyes, the chiseled face, he said. The person who has trodden on a landmine and you're frightened he'll pull his foot off. He has an explosive quality about him. He has the potential to become a legendary celebrity. There are no details yet on whether Hollywood Hustle will be made into a film or a streaming series, but Lindstrom knows exactly who may play the role, and it is not him. Kevin Bacon is the right age, and he's obviously gifted, Lindstrom adds. He understands the highs and lows of life. He has blue eyes. He has it going on. Lindstrom claims he sought assistance on his work from 2 daytime pals, actor/author Michael Easton and writer Lynn Marie Latham. Michael was very complimentary and gave me great feedback, Lindstrom adds. Lynn is a very nice buddy, and like Michael, he is always honest. She stated that she always enjoys chapters that end on a cliffhanger. Fans of Lindstrom can meet the actor and acquire a signed copy of Hollywood Hustle by attending one of his upcoming bookstore signings. Click here for information on how to get a copy and where Lindstrom will be presenting. Thanks for watching if you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.